Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on which part of the world you are seeing my video from. Welcome to Enuani Cultural Forum. In case this is your first time of coming across our video, please subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell as well, so that when we put out videos, you will be among the first set of people to watch. So today we are going to be looking at Igbo identity among Western Igbos. The different Igbo identities among Western Igbos. Now in Western Igbo land, we have different minority groups of Igbo speaking people. We have those living in Anyocha. We have those living in Oshimili. These two are called Enuani people. Remember, we have defined Enuani in the past to be upland dwelling Igbo speaking people. So the people in Enuani cover the 4 local governments of Anyocha Oshimili, being Anyocha South, Anyocha North, Oshimili South, and Oshimili North. In Oshimili South is where you have the capital of Delta State, which is Asaba. Now, we also have Igbo speaking people in places like Ika, and we have Igbo speaking people in places like Okwani. The Okwani people live in Ndokwa West and Ndokwa East local government areas of Delta State. We also have the Okwani local government. These are Igbo speaking people. We also have Eka South and Eka Northeast. These are the Igbo speaking groups in Delta State. Now, Enuani person remains an Enuani person. Even in that Enuani, we have Ndi Ahaba, Ndi Ogwahe, Ndi Obolo, Umu Ezechime, Ndi Oko, Ndi Nsokwa. All these different groups comprise the Enuani people in Anyocha. We speak our various sub-dialects, such that if an Oguluku man speaks, you can differentiate from when an Obolono man speaks, and also when an Obolokiti person speaks. Follow me, we are heading somewhere. Now, the same thing applies to those in Umu Ezechime. When somebody from Obio speaks, you can differentiate from when somebody from Iseluku or Iselono, which they also call Iselempitime, and also people from Iselazaba, when they speak, you can understand the slight sub-dialectical differences. Why am I saying all this? When we hold our annual cultural convention called Organization for the Advancement of Anyoma Culture, also known as OFAC, which holds annually a celebration of Festival of Anyoma people, we all speak our various dialects, and it is mutually intelligible to everyone present. As I am an Ubuluku person, I will speak Ubuluku, and somebody from Okwani will understand. The same way somebody from Okwani will speak Okwani, sub-dialect of Igbo language, and somebody from Oko will understand. We do not use English to interact in this gathering called OFAC. Now, this is to tell you how mutually intelligible our Igbo dialects are in this western part of Igbo land. Similarly, when I speak my version of Igbo dialect, somebody from Imo State will send a message to me that I understand everything you are saying. Somebody from Enugu State will say, I understand your dialect of Igbo language even more than some other dialects of Igbo language in Ebonyi. Somebody from Abia State will say, I hear everything you said and I understand everything you said. This is the beauty of Igbo language. Similarly, somebody from a banke in Edo State can say the same thing. People from Oba can say the same thing. I have personally lived in Oba land for more than 3 years. And in these 3 years, every one of them believed I am an indigene. Just that I was not raised in the village, that I grew up in Port Harcourt. I enjoyed every privilege given to an indigene, reason because I could speak their language, even if not perfectly, but I could understand everything they said in Oluoba. That is language. This language is my first language. I did not learn it from anywhere. It is also the language of my ancestors, which means it is the language that we make prayers with. That makes it my first language, my mother tongue. If you speak such version of Igbo language, then know that you are an Igbo person. As long as this is the language of your ancestors, I am saying this to correct the claims of people who say they are not Igbo. Just because I speak the language doesn't mean I am Igbo. My ancestors may have been influenced. Now, what language did your ancestors speak before they switched to Igbo language? You hear some of them saying, and I thought they said some of you are from Hebrew. Why are you not speaking the Hebrew dialect of the Jews? And I laugh. Archaeological discoveries that I have put out here, some of them discovered in Ugule in Abia State, some discovered in Afikpo, some discovered in Nsukka, some discovered in Ibuku. All these artifacts are old enough to prove that Igbos are indigenous to wherever they are found today. And they did not have to claim that they migrated from anywhere. This does not rule out the fact that there are Igbo people who migrated away from the eastern heartland and then migrated back in what is known as a recoil migration. This recoil migration is what I believe and my ancestors believe that happened to them. Because how do you explain that my ancestor Ezemu had 4 siblings and they all bore Igbo names and they spoke the Igbo language? Using these instances I gave you of the Western Igbos having different sub-dialects, you can now understand the diversity and versatility of the Igbo language. The Igbo language is not just diverse, it is also very versatile, such that people who are in River State could speak their own version of Igbo language, and somebody from Delta State or Edo State or Imo State or Anambra State could understand it, even if not perfectly. That is how every language has its own unique dialects. Even English has its own unique dialects and versions. So, if you primarily speak a version of the Igbo language, understand that you are Igbo. Our ancestors do not pray to their gods in a strange language. These are very key elements in identifying your Igbo ancestry. And there is no gain denying your Igbo ancestry. What do you think Igbos even want from you? What do you think? What do you possibly think Igbos want from you? The other day I made a video. You can find the link in my bio and also watch, where somebody from River State was ranting that Igbos are after the mineral resources in River State, and that is why they are so interested in promoting Igbo unity. When I started reeling out the huge deposits of mineral resources in eastern parts of Nigeria, everybody went calm. I couldn't even list all. I could only list the non-natural resources. I could not list others. The macro and micro minerals that are deposited in Igbo land. Both the ones that have been tapped and the ones that have not even been touched. The reserves. It is huge. That is in terms of mineral resources. In terms of human resources, Igbos have the best doctors in the world, the best pilots in the world, the best professionals in law all over the world. If people truly distinguish themselves, even in the academia, trace it, it will be an Igbo person. Even in football, we have had great footballers and coaches coming from Igbo land. People like Stephen Okechukwu Keshi from Ela. We have had people like Christian Chukwu, chairman. We have had people like Austin JJ Okocha, the kind of one cause of this world, Michael John Obi, as many of the people who have made Nigeria proud as you can think of are all of Igbo origin or mostly of Igbo origin. What do you then think the Igbos want from you? Is it possible by any means that Port Harcourt will be relocated anytime at all to Imo State, or Asaba will be relocated to Enugu, or people in Enugu State will now renounce their hometown and start living in maybe Asaba as their hometown? No, it's not possible. Igbos do not really even want anything from you. Rather, you, the minority groups, want things from Igbo. Igbo wike, Azu wike. When we gather in groups, when we gather all these small minority groups and form a larger majority, our strength will be stronger. This is the simple reason why we are looking for our minority groups, so that we don't leave them behind. We are not begging for unity. We are not begging anyone to identify as Igbo. No. We are simply reaching out to those we know are Igbos. Those we know their ancestors suffered with us. Their ancestors died even with our own ancestors to protect the Igbo territory and the Igbo identity. Those are the people we are reaching out to. If you do not have any interest in aligning yourself with Igbo people, we are not going to force you. It is your identity. You can't choose it. You have already been born into an Igbo homeland or an Igbo ancestry, lineage or family line. You cannot change it. But if you refuse to identify with us, we cannot force you to do so. But know this, that Igbos do not really want anything from you than this is just the only reason why you see Igbo saying, let's unite. Because Amanenke Nwachukwu ga-esi kọwani ndị Awụsa na Abuja bụ ọ bụ na ya sue na ọ bụ n'oyi Igbo. Amanenke onye afọ abụ Nnamdi kọbụ Nnadi bụ onye Rivers State ga-esi kọwani ndị Awụsa na Sokoto n'afọ abụ Nnamdi mana ọ bụ n'oyi Igbo. N'onye egbe maka ọ bụ Amanenke onye afọ abụ Ụba ga-esi kọwani ndị Awụsa na Jigawa State n'ọbụ n'oyi Igbo. I might not baa n'ụlọ onwere ime. But let's come together first. Let's unite first and then resolve our differences. There's a lot to be done as Igbo people. There's a lot to be achieved as Igbo people. We have a very proud heritage. But without unity, we cannot protect and project this heritage, because you cannot project what you cannot protect. In order not to make this video very long, I want to summarize the message that if you are seeing this video and you are an Igbo person, you know that you cannot swear your fork of your lineage that you are not Igbo, even if you migrated from somewhere that is different from the eastern homeland, even if your ancestors came through a recoil migration, or they came from different places and were assimilated into the Igbo land and the Igbo culture and tradition, and they practiced it, and you, for whatsoever reason, have decided to deviate, please come back. Sibi Jedome Bashwe, Sibi Jedome Shieshi, Sibi Jedome Shieshi, Sibi Jedome Shieshi. There is no distance ever covered in the wrong direction. The day you turn back, you are now on track. No matter how far you have gone to the left. If your ancestors were not truly Igbo people, but they ran into the midst of Igbo people and were assimilated and became Igbo and began to practice our culture and tradition, began to eat our food, were inducted into our fold, and they became one of us by oath, you denying your Igbo identity will not do you any good at all. So if you are seeing this video and you are in that category, please take a step back and come back. Come and join up with your brothers. Let's promote the Igbo identity. Let's promote the Igbo culture. For a long time, our history and heritage has been buried by the media, the conventional media, who have always put out evil news about the Igbo people, not telling us our true identity and history. But thank God for the internet. Thank God for Enuani Cultural Forum. Thank God for this platform, because that is where we will continue to unravel the secrets and the might and the mysteries and the glory of our fathers, so that you can know the bloodline you were born into, so that you will understand what glory laid before you, so that you can understand what your ancestors have prepared for you, what glorious destiny your ancestors have prepared for you, and tap into it. Thank you so much for joining today's teaching. Please subscribe to our channel. If you're already a subscriber and you find our content very enlightening, please become a member of this channel so that you can support us. Being a member means you can support us. But if you don't want to be a member and you also wish to support what we are doing, kindly do so, and our ancestors will richly bless you. Thank you, and do have a very wonderful day. Be proud. Walk with your shoulders high, because you are an Igbo man. Oya bụ n'oyi Igbo, ọ na-akwa? Daalụ.